inheritance, right? So we discuss about object class, right? So what is object class? A parent class of all classes, right? A parent class of all classes. So what do you mean by parent class of all classes? Means like even if you're not creating any parent, automatically object will get inherited, right? So when we are discussing about object, we discuss a few of the methods, right? So that are automatically inherited to all the classes. So I want to, this one is very important for specifically for interview. Let's try to do one example, okay, so that you can understand, okay. So now it is a part of inheritance only, so just understand this, okay. I'm sharing my screen. Please check if you're able to see my screen, right? So now let's create a new project. So now let's create a package. So I'm creating one class employee. I created one class employee. So it is not inherited from anywhere, right? So I will create some common two fields or three fields. I will get private, employee number, right? Private, email. Okay, just two for just to have idea. Okay. So now what I will create whenever I'm creating a private method, I will create a setter and getter. Okay. So how to create setter and getter? I will go to source, generate setter and getter. Right. So I will select. I will create. So now I'm having methods. Right. So now what I will do, I will create some more. So constructor is important for me to save some of my time, right? So I will create constructor using fields, right? So because I want to pass these two values always. So now default constructor will not get created. Why? Because I created my own constructor. So it's all previous classes, so I'm not repeating it. So you can see why the super is coming first. Super is a calling parent. Who is parent here? It's object. Employee is parent who? Object, right? So it's going to object actually. Even if you're not creating default constructor, no issues. When you're having default constructor as a parent, so you can delete it directly. It will not be any issue. But by default, it will call super, even if you're mentioning or not. Okay. So till now we are good, right? So now let's try to use this class. Okay. We'll come to homework in last. Why I'm writing public static void main. Hope you might have spent some time on that. We'll discuss it during the class. And okay. So now I'm having how to create employee object. Object name equal to name constructor. Very good. I'm having only one because default constructor got deleted because I created it, right? So I will create one, and the unis. Right? I created one object now. Everyone clear still here, right? So now I am going to call the methods. Let's see how many methods are there. Okay. E dot. You can see like some of the method which I am not created, right? Like equals, right? So another thing is coming like get class. Another is these two are not created by me, right? So from where it's coming, you can see the parent name also here, object, right? So then you can see here object. These two are coming from object. This one is coming from employee. We created employee number, employee name, right? You can see. So these are get inherited from parent. So why these are very important, right? So it are very important because these are common methods. These are common methods. For example, if I'm saying vehicle, right? I know it to mention any specific vehicle. You know, few items deep by default. Vehicle should have tires. Vehicle should have brakes, right? So it's common thing. Even I'm not mentioning it's car, bike, something. How you know? Because you know that each vehicle should have these things. Right? You don't need to worry about it, right? So I'm saying human. Human should have gender, name, address, right? These are the common things which need to be you think of, right? Here also, if I'm saying object, any object, we should have some common method. These methods which are there is very important when which common. Okay? Equals. Why the equals will use is normally we used to compare two objects, right? Then we'll go. We cannot use double equal. Some places we can use. We'll discuss it later. Okay. Double equals we will not use. Okay. So for example, if I'm saying two employees are same, you need to compare what you need to compare. You need to compare ID. If ID is also duplicate, sometimes what will happen is even a PAN cards people used to create a duplicate. You know that, right? How they will identify with the name and then with the address, with the date of birth. There are few things they will compare and they'll say like your PAN card is duplicate, even though ID is same. Right? Sometimes it will happen. I saw my previously olden days. There is a chance like you can, if you are applying two for PAN card, two times PAN card, they will give two PAN cards. Now it's not possible. There are many restrictions now. So initial days we used to get even duplicate Aadhaar cards. You know that, right? Initial days there are a lot of problems. After that they corrected it. Right? Similarly, when you are comparing equal, what is the meaning of equal? We'll discuss it. But this one we need to compare two objects always, right? So we need some method. So they created where object, right? So similarly, there is a get class. What is this get class is very important is like see, when we are creating an inheritance, right? So what we did, employee E is equal to new employee is fine, right? Vehicle V is equal to new car. Now V is holding which one, which object? Car object. Right? How to know that it's holding car object? Right? You don't know, right? Whether it can be vehicle, can be car or something else also. So this method will help me to identify what is internally it's using. Okay, we'll discuss it in detail, but each and every method which is coming from parent, we need to read the theory. It's very important. One of the important questions in interview they will ask is, what are the methods you will get inherited from object? So how you use them, right? One is equals. It's very important. We'll discuss very detailed why this equals is very important, right? Then get class, right? Then another thing is hash code is there, right? What is the meaning of hash code? Anyone guess? Okay. So please remember, don't go to hash map as of now. We haven't gone to collections as of now, right? So we'll discuss it. So what is hash code? Remember this, I'm telling generic answer, okay? So for example, when you are going to medical shop, right? Medical shop will have now I think they change a bit, but when you are going old medical shop, they will have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. They write with A, B, C, D, right? All the medicals start with A, will go to A, right? B, they will go with B. So they will have medicine names, they will base on this. Another thing, you went to post office anyway time? Post office. So they are segregating the postcards. How they will segregate, Yes. How they are separating tons of postman. It's pin. Yeah, भाई. Pin code ऐसा 524001, 524002, 524003. Right? So they will segregate based on the pin number. All the things. One postman will go to 524001. One postman will go to 524003. Right? They can club one or two. Right? So what it says, how they are pointing to particular place, right? So go to medical shop as an easy thing, right? So if I'm saying analgin, where it will go? A, right? If I'm saying Daijin, where it will go? D, right? So
Yes,
consider
sir.
there are a
You
lot
are
of
right, sir. Sure, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. You are saying right, sir. I have studied, I have observed that one, sir, in medical shop. In alphabetical order, it will displaying
Alphabetical.
medicines.
So
Yes.
another thing is if they are having analgin and some another name that you बोला भाई ASH. Some if you are having analgin means AN, right? So if you are putting everything in A, it will again confuse. You will divide with A, B, A, C again, right? For example, Anis, right? Arshad is there. AN, AR, right? Again, sometimes Anis, Anil. AN is same. Next letter is coming. So you are going to select one by one as much as you can. So that if you are having more things, if AN means you can go directly. You will not think also. You need to think. So this is called hashing. With the data, you will create the address and you will place there. With the data. What is the data? Name. Right? With name, you can go directly. You can place that. Another thing is you are going to school. You are asking for one specific student, right? I want to meet Srikant. So which Srikant? They will say first class. Which first class? A section. Right? So there you can reach a particular with the date and data which you are giving, and you are reaching that particular place. Right? That is called hashing. Hashing is the mechanism to make unique identifiable address which will be created by data. Make sense? Right? So here also, whenever you are creating any object, I said when definition I'm saying about the object, I'm saying one point like it should be have uniqueness. Remember, right? So even if you are saying Anis 10 times, right? So 10 objects if you are creating, it should have uniqueness, right? So if I'm saying Asif, right? If I'm saying तुम्हारा भी कहते ना घर में क्या बुला देते ना आपको Asif is with a different noun for you also same क्या भाई okay Asif क्या दूसरा नंबर भाई so for me consider myself okay so I'm having Anis, right? My sisters call me Anno, okay, Anno. But both are same guys, right? I should, even though I'm calling with two names, I should not have different identity. Anis is also same, Anu is also same, right? It's not different people, it's same people. In this case, how will identify it based on hash code only? The hash code will get generated unique, even though the same object can be called multiple names. Let's see how we can identify that, right? So now again, I'm going back. I'm talking about hash code, right? Next, notify. This one is little difficult concept. We'll discuss about threads in future. Okay, theoretically, I will not go practical threads because threads is important for interview, very important for interview, but it is not important for practical. Until now, I used only couple of times threads. Right? Internally, we are using, but directly we are not using. Right? So that's why I will tell you what notify all. But as of now, I will tell you one information. So consider you are having one bathroom in public place. It is not having a door. It is not having door means it is not having lock. Okay, so anyone can open it. Okay, so you should be people will be waiting outside, right? So once you are going, what you need to do? You need to sing a song, right? Or at least when you are going, I am going inside. Please don't disturb me for a few minutes, right? So this notify means when you are having some shared resources and multiple people are using, you need to, when you are using, you need to inform them. When you are unusing, when you are coming out also, you need to inform, right? So those things called notify. Notify means what? I am informing you that bathroom is empty now, right? So those things called thread management, that also will be part of a parent class. Notify all is there. Notify is for one object. So your friend is there. Okay, your friend is waiting for something. Hey, I'm busy, Ra. I will notify you once I'm free. Okay, then you will say like, okay, after your work, you say, hey, I'm free now. You can come and meet me, right? So you're notifying your friend that now you're free and he can meet, right? Consider doctors. Right? Doctors also have many people will be there, right? So next they will call. They are not notifying one object. They are notifying multiple objects. So whoever free get it, right? So notify all means for all objects. Notify means only to a specific friend, right? So those things. So then this, what's this? Set employee get, this one is a set name. This one all from normal. Now wait, right? Before I said notify, right? So notify and wait is linked. How can anyone tell me? Do you think these two are related? Yes. You are saying people wait means what? They are waiting for you. Now you need to inform that no, I'm free, right? So wait and notify both are linked together. Okay. Sleep also I will tell you. So it I mentioned it's not came, right? No, it's not part of the, right? It's not part of it. Sleep is a thread concept. I will come to that. So now you're saying wait and you are giving time also. Right, 10 minutes tarvata call cheyra. Right? After 10 minutes he will call you. Right? So there are wait also having different things. You can say like wait until I inform you. They will say wait for 10 minutes, right? Or you need to give those things that are there. Okay. So this wait and nanoseconds we'll discuss later. Very tiny time, right? Within second you can have 1000 milliseconds. Right? In 1 millisecond you can have 1000 nanoseconds. So why this time is important? You come to know when we are having multi-threaded models. As of now, you ignore it. So now each method is having some meaning. I want each method you should be aware as a definition. You can see in right side, right? Here it's giving notes. Okay. Please read it. Try to memorize at least 1 or 2 points. Okay, as a, because tomorrow is not there, so I want everyone to be aware of each method definition. And if I'm asking, you should give me the details. It's very important. Interview wise, even how to use the object, it's very important because it get inherited from parents, right? If I'm saying what is the object methods, you need to say equals hash code, right? Get class, notify all. So these all names you should tell me in a second, right? Now I will say, okay, what do you mean by hash code, right? I will say what is the meaning of a toString, right? There is one thing called toString. ToString I missed. I will explain you toString separately.
Notify means it's patient means how can doctor call after finishing all.
No. See, I am free now. So people are waiting. 10 people are waiting, right? So, for example, I will tell you another example. I used to say this example. People will remember this much, right? So consider like you are preparing. You are part of kitchen, right? Kitchen team. You have only one knife. But you are having only one knife to cut vegetables, to cut meat, to cut all the things. You are having only one knife. So what will happen is when you are occupying, you will say, I am taking knife. Right? Wait, everyone, whoever is there, I am holding the knife in kitchen team. So 10 or 15 people are there, all are waiting for that, right? So now you done. You said I used my knife, I am free. I'm keeping it free. So you are not informing one person, you are informing your team. So anyone want, they can acquire block, right? They will say, okay, I'm taking next. So people will jump, one person will win, right? Not every people can win, right? So in that time, you are notifying all. So many people are waiting, many threads are waiting. You want to notify everyone, you need to go there. We'll understand this when we are discussing about threads more. Okay. So as of now, you understand high level, right? So now let's go to toString and equals. These two we are targeting now. Now let's try to see some of the things. First, now employee E is equal to name employee created, right? Now I'm creating this out. I am saying E dot toString. What I'm saying? E dot toString I'm printing, right? I'm saying each object will be having uniqueness. Each object will have uniqueness. How it will happen? Let's see. Okay. See what happened? Creating one object with package name, and you can see in the last part, right? So let me create another object with the same details. I will create E1. Right? I'm printing. Now I'm printing. Right? So now both objects having these two objects are same or different?
Different, sir, different.
Different. Why different? Even though same number, same thing, I'm using new means new memory allocated. Right? So both are different only. So now let me run it for clarity, right? It will generate different, right? So each object is different, right? So now let me take another way. Okay, I'll delete this. What I'm saying, imply E1 is equal to E. Right? Now, same or different?
No, both are same, sir.
Both are same, sure?
Same, sir. Yes, sir, same, sir.
Yes. So how many objects created here? One object. Very good. I'm impressed. So normally people will get confused. Even though I'm creating 1,000 times like this. Okay. Even though I'm creating 1,000 times, it's not creating multiple objects. It will create single object. That's why I'm saying. I create myself may count unknown, but I'm not different away. I'm single object, right? In this case, let me call even these two, right? So now you can see the same hash code. Just need to remember here, I'm not creating multiple object. I'm just referencing it. Okay, reference is different from different object. Understood? So even though I'm using different object names, but I'm not creating new objects. It's the same object only. Okay, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. If I'm calling also same. For example, let's try with another way. Okay, so I will write this out. E dot get ename. I'm just printing ename. Okay. So now when I'm calling it, Anis, right? But E dot get name. I want to change E6 dot get name here. I'm saying Bashir. I'm not changing E's name, but I'm changing E6 name. What is the output? Bashir. Why? Because it's not two different objects. It's a single object only. Even though you are giving 100 rupees to Anu or you are giving 100 rupees to Anis, both are same. Because even though I am having two names, people are referencing my name only. Here also, if I'm changing, then references are there. If I'm changing one value, it's not one value, it's different. Why this one is important is one of the senior guy, he did mistake. What he thought like, he want to change Anis value, but he want a backup. What he did is, he created the backup like this. What will happen in this case? He's thinking like it's a backup, right? Now he changed his name. Actually, it's not a backup. It's the same guy. You are changing, you're not changing the things. So in the 100 times I am calling, it's not a 100 object. It's one object only. You can call Anis, unknown, right? Some other name. So still you are calling one person only. So it's not creating multiple objects. So how to know that object is the same? You can call hash code. Hash code will give you identity, whether both are same or different, right? So no confusion here, right? So now I thought like let's go with previous example, first example, right? So this one is my first example, right? So now, but honestly speaking, even though it's creating separate object, it should not be separate object. Why? Because this two is the same object. I want to say that if ID is one, Anis is and his name or date of birth, if you want to compare and you want to say that these objects are same, these objects are not different. right? Then you need to define, you need to explain. I'm not going to use parent class. Parent class is taking based on memory, but I want to take based on content, right? So I need to override parent method to explain them. Anis means employee ID one should come and name should be Anis. Then even though two people are coming, it's not two people, it's one people only. Person. Give me a minute. So you are getting my point, right? So let's go with first toString. ToString method, what it is doing when I'm printing it, right? So when I'm running it, both are different, right? So now I'm planning to make these two as a, I want to override the parent one. What I am planning, I don't want to use parent one, I want to use my own one. What I need to do, I need to override toString method here, right? In employee object. How we'll do is there is a shortcut, right click, source, override toStrings. Override toString, you can see somewhere. Right? Generate toString, right? So I can say what the details I want to print, employee number, employee name. Based on these two, please make it unique, right? So I can remove the name also based on employee number, make it unique. Even the name is different, make it unique. I can do that, or I can go with the only these two. Now let's generate, right? Now I can write whatever you generating something. Okay, it's saying like just a print like this. Now let's go back. Now what I'm doing, toString, I'm overwriting from parent. I don't want to use parent. Overwrite, you remember, right? Everything will get inherited from parent, but you don't want to use it. Then what you'll do, you will overwrite it. So what I'm doing here, I'm saying like employee number and employee name I want to print when I'm calling toString. I will not print hash code now. What I'm printing now, right? So now I'm going back here. Let me print this toString. Now what toString is printing, whatever value I set it, right? If I'm saying like no, right? Whatever I'm giving, it's not printing hash code now. It's printing. Why it is not printing? Because I overwrite the parent method, right? So now this one is toString. Another advantage of toString is you don't need to call toString also. If you are writing in sysout, automatically sysout will call toString method. You don't need to call it. When I'm saying it, right? So I can print it. Right? So it's printing whatever values I am having it. Okay. Any questions? So normally when we write toString is toString, I want to override the parent. Previously it is printing to use hash code. I don't want to use hash code. I want to print my own method. So what I will do, I will use override and I will override the choose. Right? Any questions still here? Can I move to next? Okay. Now try to do hash code and equals. What we'll do is we will override hash code and equals. Let's see what will happen. Before that, let's compare it. Okay. Now let me make Anis Anis. Okay, so now what we are doing here, E1, E2. So when I'm comparing, what I need to do, I am having two ways. One is if E is equal to E1, right? So let's print it. Right? So now let's run it. Both are not same. Okay. This is one way of comparison. Okay, I will go in detail. Before that, let's understand. Okay. So now next is another way of comparison is I will call equals method. Equals method from parent. So how I will write is right E1 dot equals right. I am comparing with Anis is comparing with Anu. Anu is comparing with Anis. We should return true. If I'm Anis is comparing with another Anis, we should return false, right? So those things. So
False.
these two ways. One is with E equal to V1, and another is this out. Let's write this out same or same equals. I'm just comparing because equals method, right? So now let me run it. Both are not same. Even though ID is same, name is same, even two string overwritten, right? Still both are not same. What I need to do?
Depend on hash code difference, that's why this came like.
Yes. Even though you are saying two string, you are not written the hash code overwritten the hash code. You are just printing the values based on the values, right? So now I need to make this same. What I need to do? I need to overwrite hash code and equals. So now I'm coming back here, right? Now let's right click source. Here you can see hash code and equals. So based on employee number, employee name, I'm generating the hash code and I'm equals also. Let's see how the code is getting generated. Okay. So now you can see, let's remove this as of now. This one is having very important meaning, right? But I'm not going till there. I'm taking this. Okay. What I'm doing? Hash code and equals based on hash code and equals, I'm overwriting. What I'm overwriting? So I'm just comparing if employee number is equal to employee number, employee name is equal to employee name, these two are equals. Right? So what I'm saying, comparing with individual values now. Right? So now let's move back and run this. Both are not same here. Both are same. Why? Because I'm individually comparing ID is equal to same. If name is equal to same, then it's the same. Right? So now let's go back here. I will add those parts which I removed, right? Okay. Then again I am coming back. Now let's run it. Both are not same. So I will tell you what is the purpose. I will go in detail. As of now, just consider this as a separate thing. I will explain. Let's understand this first. Okay. So now, what is E1 dot equals? Okay. Previously, it is comparing. What's comparing previously?
W.
Is comparing hash codes, right? Now I'm saying no, don't compare hash code. Compare with the content, inside content. Compare with Anis ID should be same, name is the same. Then compare these two as a same, right? So now when I'm running it, you can see like both are same. right? So now I'm changing one value, 2. What I'm doing, ID I'm changing, name is same. Now you can see, like, it will say not equals. Both are not same, right? So if I'm changing name also, definitely compare both two values. Right? So now if I want to make both as same, both are by ID and name is same. Now they will say, right, only ID I want to compare. I don't want to compare name. I don't want to create a duplicate IDs because Anis, Ahmed, Ani, they can change the name, but they cannot change their ID. For example, PAN card or something, right? So how to do that? Then what I need to do here? I just need to remove. Just remove this part. Employee number. That's it. I don't want to compare name. Right? So now I to run that. Now let's have Anis and just I will change the name. Both are same. Why? Because based on ID, I compared this two. Right? So now let's go to hash code. When we are on double equals, right? You need to. So in this case, right? So now both objects are same, right? Both hash code will be same. In this case, now you can see because double equals will compare a memory reference hash code, which is create memory references. Okay, even though Anis, Annu or something else, right? So it will compare memory references, memory location, right? Even though you different name, you want to compare like this, you need to compare with the double equals. But same time it will also run because both the data also same, right? So hash code will compare reference, memory reference, and equals will compare content. Okay, it will go with the individual details. Whatever I want to compare with ID, it will compare with ID, right? It will compare with name. It will compare whatever I want to define, I can define it. Okay, so now you understand, right? So now let's move to another method. Get class, right? So what is this get cat? Get class, right? So this get class will able to identify internally what method is there. So before that, we will go to our previous classes for vehicles. See how many classes are there, right? So now let's go to test vehicle. Okay, here you can see P B C. This one is no confusion, right? So car is having car is having things. So here what I will do, I will write this note P dot get class, right? Dot get name. So I'm saying get the class of object and get the name of it, right? So now vehicle V is having what? Vehicle only, right? So when I'm running it, you can see what is the first line will come. Net dot conic dot abc dot vehicle. So it will come with the package name, net.conic.abc vehicle, right? So now I'll read the same method in front of bike. No, sorry, need to copy. I will copy. So I will write where? I will write in front of bike and I will see B. Then what it will print? net.conic.abc.vehicle or bike. Bike, right? Because even though I'm saying vehicle, can you give me vehicle name? Umar will give me car name, right? So like that. Okay, now let's run it. Bike, right? So internally, what object is there? That is printing. Now let's try with confusion one. Okay. V1 and car. Actually, object which I am using vehicle one reference, but internally I am having car object, right? In this case, what it will print? Car or vehicle?
Car, sir.
Car. Because the vehicle you are holding, you know the name, right? So when I'm running it, you can see car, right? So that's why it's called dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic means even though you are overwriting, parent is having method, child is having method, right? So it will automatically take internal method and it will call it, right? So get class name will help you to identify which object is holding. Okay, so this get class is not having only method. If you are seeing it's having tons of method. For example, let me go here. You can see when I'm saying get, so how many things are there? So many modifiers, right? So it's called reflection. I'm not going in detail. One thing called reflection. Reflection is mechanism. See, when I'm saying e dot means it's automatically giving me all the method names, right? This is written by using reflection. Eclipse is written by using Java, right? It automatically, how it knows that object is having this many methods is because of reflection, right? For example, if I want to know about you, I need to ask you only, right? I will say, what's your name? You're saying your name, right? What is your father name? So similarly, this reflection will help you to get the details about the class by class itself. I'm saying get class, get name, get class, get modifier. What is modifier? Public or private? Are you private or public? You can ask class itself, right? Get class, give me your method name. Get class, give me your variable names. All the things we can get it. Okay, so I'm not going details because it's not very important as of now. But get class will give the details about class itself, right? I'm saying get class dot get name. I'm getting bike. Get class dot get package. I will get the package name. If I get class get modifier, I will give private, public, or something. Right? All the things I will get from class itself. Get methods, right? So you can say get package name. If I want package name, if I want simple name means it will not give with package. It will just give me class name. Right? These all as of now don't get confused. There is one method called get class, which will help me to understand all the details about the particular class. Okay. So this one now all the things we got it right. So I want you to read about individual method. What is the purpose of it? Notify all. I'm not going as of now. We'll go wait all, wait and with the time, right? Notify all. We'll discuss in later stages. But no need to go deeper on because just reading it for interview purpose. We are not going with practical. We are not going to use it for practical one. So any questions still here? Now I want to move to string. So we'll discuss about string and we'll close today's class. So any questions still here? So we'll move to next, okay? So now I'm going back here. I'm creating a string. Okay. The string is a little tricky. You'll get a lot of questions on string when you're doing primary also, right? So what is string? Okay. Normally string A is equal to new string. If I'm writing, right? Is equal to new. This one by using constructor, right? I can create string in many ways. Another thing is I can directly write here like this. And string A is equal to Ani, right? But now let's discuss. Okay, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, A is equal to 30. Here, how many variables got created? One variable, right? Here, I'm removing this part. Okay. Now let's come to Anis. I'm writing A is equal to 12, right? B is equal to A is equal to 3. Right? A is equal to 3. How many objects will get created?
One, sir.
One, right? Unfortunately, you're wrong. String is special, right? So it will not create one object. For each and everything, it will create a object. Even though you're using I'm using same variable name, sir, it should be created one. No, it will always create when you're changing the content of string. It will not create a same object. It will create multiple objects. Another confusion is, let's see. Okay, int a into x is equal to 10, int y is equal to 10, int z is equal to 10. So how many objects will get created? Right? It's not an object. Memory allocation will be variable. 3 variables will get created. Right? Now let's do the same thing here. How many objects will get created? Same one object. So the string is, it will not create based on object. It will create based on the content.
Parameters.
Even if you're having the same value, if you're giving Anis, 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 even though 10 times, it will create a single object only.
Because the name takes ARDS.
Anything you take, no worries, right? Anis only. Because it's pointing to same, right? So another two keywords I will say, just explain me what is it. Mutable, immutable. What is the meaning of mutable? What is the meaning of immutable?
Mutable means after allocating we can change.
Mhm.
Immutable we can't change, like tuple.
We cannot change, right? Mutable. Mutation, your coronavirus mutation. What is the meaning of it? Coronavirus mutation. Okay. Coronavirus mutate itself. It's having many versions. Right? Keep on continuously changing. Right? So mutation means it can change itself. Right? Slightly changes. Right? Variants will say, right? Many variants can happen. But immutable means once created cannot be destroyed. Once created, and once I am creating Anis, right? Even though if I want to change it, normally in this case, what will happen is, if I'm saying x is equal to 20, right? What it will do, it will allocate x in memory. It's like a slate. You can clean it, you can overwrite, and you can write another value. Memory slate is same, right? But you can change the value. When it comes to string, right? Once you are writing it, you cannot change it. It's like you are writing with bind. That slate is only for A. No, I don't want to use it. I want to use something else. Not possible. Means cannot be changed. That's why string is called immutable. We cannot change it. Cannot change it. Okay. So next thing is, if you are writing A with point, you no need to use another slate. Always use the same slate. Because already you are having A, why you are repeating it? Right? So the string is a special. What it will do is whenever you are writing the same contents 10 times, it will allocate a special memory location in RAM. That's called string literal pool. What we'll call it? String literal pool or string constant pool. So whenever you are writing Anis, it will go and it will create it. Again, second time if you are creating, it will check whether already Anis is there or not. If it Anis is there, it will not create it. It will use the same thing. Even you are changing the variable, doesn't matter. A, B, C, D, 10, A, no, Anis already there. Fine. Right? If you are adding dot also to Anis, it will consider as separate. It will write another line. Anis dot will come. Right? So that's why string is immutable. Once you are creating, you cannot destroy. It will remain there. If you want to use some other thing, we'll see it later. But as of now, string is immutable. Once created, cannot be destroyed. Right? So how we can create immutable? I want that question to be practiced tomorrow. So if I am saying string immutable, what is the meaning of it? I will give you some hint. If you want to see the code of string, so everything open source. Java is a open source means what? You can see the code, how they written, right? If you are controlling and if you are clicking string, right, you can see it will go to string class, right? You can see here public final class string. It means what? Final class. If I am adding, what is the meaning of it?
Okay.
We cannot change the value of it.
Final means you cannot
Uh,
change. It will remain
It's not a
constant.
variable. It's a class name in front of class name.
We cannot inherit, sir.
Cannot be extended in that.
Sir,
It
after that,
cannot
you
be-
cannot create any class. Sir.
Cannot be inherited. You cannot have a child of string,
Yes, sir. Again, string.
right? So these things are you need to tell. You can go and you can see. I want to you to try how I can make, if I want to create immutable class, what are the steps I need to do? It's very important question in interview. Okay, I'm not telling answer. I want you to try because all the previous topics are linked with this, right? So if I'm saying I'm having employee class, I want to employee class to be immutable. What is the meaning of immutable? I don't want to be created. It's a once created cannot be destroyed. How I can do that? But you need to follow some steps. Just note down the homework. We'll ask you in Monday, right? So now here, even though I'm creating 10 times, it's not creating. Let's see how pictorially I will show you. Okay. So string literal or string constant pool, right? So whenever I'm creating A, normally what will happen is it will create one memory location in memory, right? And it will add and is there. The second time, right? If I'm creating same variable, it will not create new memory. It will just point to same location. Again, if I'm saying Anis, it will go to here. Always it will point to same string literal pool, right? So if I'm changing the value, for example, here I'm saying A is equal to Razi, right? So normally in case of integer, what it will do, it will clean that and it will override the value. But here, even though if I'm changing A, same value, right? In other cases, in other variables, what will do? It will delete this Anis and it will write a Razi. But in this case, what it will do is it will create another memory location. It will place it here. Okay. If again A is equal to Anis, if I am saying, it will not create again Anis, it will point to previous value. So if you want to force, I don't want this to be used from string literal pool, then what I will do is I will by force what I will do, right? I will write string T is equal to new string of Anis. Now I am saying no, don't use string literal pool. Use separate because I'm using constructor. I'm saying new. I'm saying new means what? Create new memory for me. Don't use a string literal pool. I don't want Anis from there. I want to use my own Anis, separate memory. In this case, what will happen is no new pool. It will be created in heap memory. Okay. So separate memory location it will get created. I will tell you how they will confuse you in interview. Okay. So in this case, what happens is this Anis will create it outside of. It's not part of a string literal pool. Even if I'm saying new Anis 10 times, it will create separately. You are forcing to use different. So now let's come back to our previous double equal to and dot equals. Okay. So now I'm saying this out. A is equal to B. So what it will return? Sorry. It will return true or false? True. Why? Because it's pointing to same reference. Right? So now A dot equals B. Here, what it will return? True or false? This is also true. Very good, right?
True, sir.
So now let's try here in this case. Right? These two I will copy. Here they will confuse you. A is equal to B. First one is false. Why?
The hash code is different.
Very good. You are finding very important point, right? So first one is different. Why? You are forcing to create a new object. Right? Now hash code is different. What about A equals B?
The same.
Same, because it will compare content. It will not compare with memory location. It doesn't matter. Right? String there it overwrite. Similarly, how we overwritten? Employee compare with an ID name. So string class they overwritten to compare the content, not the compare of object. In this case, what will happen? This one will return false and this one will return true. Now let me run. False, false, false.
So A is equals to that.
A equal to should be true. What is any spelling or something is different?
Is equal to A.
No, this one is false only. This one should be true. This is equal to true. Yeah, I changed to Razi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that.
Why shocked? Why it is false? Oh, thanks. Okay. So because contents and hash code is also different because I created. Now let me run it. So false and true. It is comparing content, right? Even though I'm using previously, you can see like even though object is same, yeah, but value is different. Still, it's returning false because it's changing even though string A Anis, A is equal to Bashir or A is equal to Razi, even I'm using same variable, it is always creating a new object. Okay, so you understand, right? So now the most important question they will ask, these two lines they will write, right? And they will say Anis, A Anis, right? And B Anis. What if I'm using double equal to for A equal to B, right? You need to say the hash code is same. Why? Because string will use literal pool. It will not create new objects. Even the contents are same. It will create a always same memory location from string literal pool. Okay. So you need to say another question they will ask is like string A is equal to Anis, string A is equal to new, string B is equal to new Anis. Then I am using double equals. What it will return? Right? They will confuse you. Right? Then you need to say it's false. Why? Because you are using new. It's not part of string literal pool. When you are comparing, it will give you different hash code. That's why it is a different value. So another question they will ask: what is the specialty of string? They will simply ask this question. They will throw this question. Then you need to say string is a immutable class. What is the meaning of immutable? You want to use these keywords so that they will have, you can drive them to interview to your way. What is immutable? They will say. Once created cannot destroy. What do you mean by that? For example, string A is equal to Anis. If I am writing A is equal to Bashir, even I am changing, I cannot change the value. Previous value will remain in there. I cannot destroy it. Once created, it will be there. Okay. Once created, cannot be destroyed. Even if I am saying string Anis, in this case, another thing how they will confuse it. String A, A is equal to, I am saying Anis plus Ahmad. They will say how many objects will get created. Can anyone guess how many objects will get created here? Just think and tell.
Single object, sir.
Wrong. Anis already created. Anis already created. It will not do. Right? Ahmed will get created separately. 2. Right? And again, Anis Ahmed will get created. How many? 3. Getting 3 objects. Right? So now Anis is already created in literal pool. Right? It will not create again, even I am writing 10 times. So here I am creating Anis again, it will not create. Now another string which I am adding is Ahmed. Ahmed will get created. Again, after clubbing these two, I am creating another variable. Anis Ahmed. There's 3 objects getting created. Right? So they will confuse you. They will try to confuse you. You need to think and you need to answer very politely. So string is very common question asked to freshers. Okay. So first they will have what is string? What is the specialty of string? Right? It's a final class. It's immutable class. What is immutable? Immutable once created cannot be destroyed. What do you mean by that? Right? So string A Anis, A is equal to Bashir. No, Anis will remain there. Even though I'm overwriting it, I'm not using it. Doesn't matter. Once I created one object, it will be there in memory. Which memory? String literal or string constant pool. Okay, it's a maintain separate pool. That's why if you are using more string, it will take separate memory. So you need to be very careful when you are using it. But most of the times you will not use data, you are not going to use it in string. You'll be having other ways to do it. We'll come to know later. Okay. So other things are, I want you to read about some more things. So please consider as homework.
Yeah.
First, what I said is homework. I want to know about object methods. Each method, what is the purpose of it? Theoretically, you need to explain. Okay. So one. Second one is, what is second one?
How to create an immutable process.
How to create my own immutable class. If I want to create one immutable class, what I need to follow, right? Then there's 2 only, right? So apart from that, I want what is string buffer, string builder. The 2 classes are there, string buffer and string builder. I want you to read about it. So what is the difference between string string buffer, and string builder. This most of the questions they will ask in interview. Even you face this question, right? So that's very important question. I will explain you in later, but I want you to read about it. What is the difference between string buffer, and string builder? Okay. So another thing, I want you to identify what is the difference between dot equals and double equals. Dot equals and double. Anyhow, you are going to read about object methods, right? So this one is specially spend some time on identify dot equals and double equals. What is the difference between these two? All the questions. This question is like important. IMP or start the it's like that. Today's class is mostly important for interview. You will definitely, if you are saying this, if you are going interview tomorrow, you will get one question from here. Minimum one question. Maximum it will go 3, 4. Minimum one question they will ask from here. So any questions here? Another is I want to read about wrapper classes. What is wrapper classes? That also one part which we need to explain me by Monday. So everyone clear? Today most of the things are theoretically, right? So it's very important class. Okay, please make sure that you're reading more about it. I'm stopping recording as of now. Any questions?